Good morning, mathematicians. We are continuing with the roast of my postdoc applications, or at least the documents that go into it. Wow, yesterday's stream really popped off. Some updates. I emailed some people to say, oh my gosh, I messed up, and I've uploaded now slightly better versions of my documents. One of them, they were like, they said, they said, not to worry about it, but the position had already been filled. Good morning, Ken. Let me post this here. Back to dissecting my postdoc applications. Let's say it that way. And yeah, so there's one place where I'm not getting the position, which that's just how it goes. One of the people I didn't hear back from, one of them, I just checked the email and they said, don't worry, I will look at the new document. So that is hopeful, because that means that they are going to missed an S in dissecting. Oh my gosh, yeah. I can't, clearly, as this whole series has pointed out, I can't spell a single word correctly to save my life. So good luck to me, I suppose. Can I edit this live? But probably since I posted the link. Oh, did I miss it? Where did I say dissect? Wait, where did I say dissect? Here it says roasting. Here it says ripping. Oh, in the Reddit post. Oh well, that's fine. That's fine. That doesn't matter. Okay. What do we got here? Research statements. Let's go back to this. I think there's still some bad typos that made it into the updated versions I sent, but at least it's like more better. One of like 7 Latvian words, labrit. Is that good morning? Let's go to Google Translate for a second. Let's go Latvian. Let's go the other way. How about Dear Girdle, please give me strength in these postdoc applications. Let's see what that sounds like.
Dārgais Godel, lūdzu, dod man spēku šajos postdoc pieteikumos.
Postdoc pieteikumos. Dārgais Godel.
Dārgais Godel, lūdzu, dod man spēku šajos postdoc pieteikumos.
Maybe I should be applying to postdocs in Latvia. You applied to 20 professor positions. Whoa. Dylan Hafner. Hey, wait a second. The Dylan Hafner that Wait. Are you the person that I messaged about that thing that had like the summer program in on like the West Coast where you go and you wake up really early and you work the farm for the first part of the day? And then you do math later, and there was like thematic programs. Is that you? Sorry if it's not you, but I thought your name is familiar, and that's where my mind is connecting it to. Good luck. Hope you're doing well. No, that's not you. Okay. Your name's familiar though. Do I know you? Well, I know you now, sort of. I know your disembodied name on my YouTube channel, but you think whose advisor's opinion? Your advisor's opinion on postdoc applications is more important than all of ours combined. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, maybe I should go book a meeting with him and, uh, you know, fill these out. Go ask his take on these things. Yeah. I am gonna go to campus right after this, so, yeah. Okay. A crucial step in this proof relies on assuming the p-adic has an analytic hypothesis, which has been shown to hold in many cases, many such cases, many such cases of the PKLH. No, it's too zoomed out. I'm trying to balance the screens here, you know. In short, the p-adic has an analytic hypothesis predicts that multiplicities. I think I read that yesterday. So I think that's okay. By this proposition, the Gross-Prasad conjecture has an equivalent geometric formulation, the L packet, and I said what an L packet, I just said the term L packet, okay, contains a generic representation if and only if the orbit is open. And maybe I should say if and only if the orbit associated to the Langlands parameter phi is open. What do I think about mathematical physics? It's cool. I don't know. Physics is cool. I don't know what else to say about it. As someone who isn't really involved in the mathematical academic world, it seems to you that it's very niche subject of mathematics. I don't think that is true. For sure, whether her students place well after the PhDs reflects on them as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not concerned about him being useful and willing to be useful, but you know, there's only so many hours in the day, so, and he has to write a lot of letters for me. Bear in mind, right? So, this is why we haven't spent a ton of time reviewing every detail of my applications. But you know, that's I probably should go bug him some more about all this. Mathematical physics is so 2025. We say physical mathematics now. Yeah. I hope your proposals are going well as well, Arad. You're both romantic and academic ones. May we all be married to our jobs in 2026. May we all be married to our jobs and working for our loved ones. Okay. This geometric version is what allows us to approach the results. Maybe I should say results. And does this belong in the same paragraph? I feel like this could just be all one paragraph, you know. Your friend's trying to convince you to apply to this postdoc at MIT for quantum stuff. You didn't set yourself up for academia though. You want money. What? How did you not set yourself up for academia? Something quantum, you know, Daha Skeen knots. How are you not set up for academia? You seem set up for academia. I don't know. I feel like if you landed a quantum postdoc at MIT, then you could have both academia and money. You don't have any proposals? Well, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to start looking at both towards the people and the career options in your life, Arad. You know, uh, propose a grad student. Start proposing a grad supervisor to be your supervisor, and then also find your special someone or several someones. You know, we're not against polyamory here on this channel. You know, I believe in multiple foundations and people having multiple partners. I'm a multifaceted man. Typo studying. Oh, where where for study? Ah, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's why I'm streaming here. Uh your research statement turned out to be too technical. I feel like that could probably be said for mine as well. Mine is very technical. I don't know what else. How else can I say it though? I mean, the Kaplan-Lustig hypothesis is very like I could say, oh, there's numbers we want to compute in representation theory, but doing that directly is quite difficult. Therefore, you know, the p-adic Kaplan-Lustig hypothesis predicts we can transform a representation theory problem into a problem of geometry, which has the advantage of being computationally tractable. I guess I could maybe do that. Yeah. You had one big problem in your dissertation instead of a bunch of possible smaller publishings. That's not atypical. Why do I use Tech Studio? I don't know. I've just started using it one day and then didn't change. Randomness. The quality of life is better over there. Yeah, but why? Like in what way? Yes, Arad, I think you're right. In regards to Ken's comment here. Um, yeah, the work of Arthur introduced. Yeah, I like that's a nice way of saying it, but I mean they're technically like the technical like if I say eponymous parameters, like yeah the point comes across, but like the sort of rigorous definition is like this is called an Arthur parameter. Um, so maybe yeah yeah, tips is the types. I don't know how you say is a hip new thing, but like I have zero. There's zero motivation for me to go over to it. Like why? Like I can live tech notes, right? I can write LaTeX live already, and I can't imagine like the you know okay it wouldn't take a lot of effort to learn how to do things in tips or whatever, but it's like I'm already as fast as I could possibly want to be at LaTeX, uh and it allows and I want for nothing. You know, there's nothing I find myself being there's some functionality missing from LaTeX that I wish some other program some other thing had. So I should go to Vim plus VimTech. Yeah, but why? Like why? I like beyond these statements of like oh quality of life is better in what sense? Like what's some like precise definite way in which my life will improve if I do this? Is just not clear to me. Um, let's see. Introduce parameters known as Arthur parameters. But then that yeah, I don't know. I don't like any of these ways of phrasing it. Um, maybe I could just say the notion. I mean, it's obviously you can see that it was Arthur here, so maybe the notion of Arthur parameters were introduced in this as a tool for studying local components. What about this? Maybe this could be better. Yeah, I mean, Woodrow John, if you're still here, you know, I'm guessing you said that because you're implicitly you're implying that my research statement is too technical. Is this your opinion? Uh, it probably is. It's probably way too technical. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's highly programmable. You feel like the window structure is more flexible, more themes. Macros are amazing. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Macros are amazing. As good for working at bib files. Like, in what sense is it good at working at bib files? Like, again, I can't think of any particular thing in with like making bib files. You don't think mine is technical? You're implying the opposite? Okay. I'm a little surprised at that. Um I mean, maybe one of these days, you know, maybe I'll do a live stream. Grumpy old man introduces himself to tips live. What is my goal as a career? I don't know. I don't even know anymore. To not die of starvation. Um, I'd like to figure out some things about math. Yeah. Uh, and it would be a bonus if I could afford to cryogenically freeze myself. Eventually. Except get rid of the comma. Okay. Yeah, I have no real understanding of where to put commas or not. Do I think note taking is important during math lectures? You usually catch yourself missing what the lecturer is saying, so you just don't take notes at all. I don't know. I've gone back and forth at this a lot. Like, yeah, it's hard to say because sometimes, like, certainly it's been very valuable to have nice, detailed text notes. For myself, especially like there's some summer schools I went to. It was like a 2-week program, and then like it was also useful for other people if I shared the notes with them, you know, and I felt like that was like a bit of a service I was doing there. So, but also definitely useful for me, and I'm also very happy to have, you know, I wish I had started doing it soon. I have so many files and notes and stuff stored away from like my undergrad. I guess I don't refer to them that often, but you know, I'm very happy that I like that I have all of these documents teched up. Um, but yeah, you do sometimes miss stuff in lectures um, if you end up being too focused on the writing. So yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I don't know. Um, I do think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe taking some notes is. You should take some notes. You should write some stuff down, but try to be actively thinking. I do, not that I've practiced this a ton on my own, but I do try to encourage students to read ahead. So then that way you're not seeing these things for the first time in lecture. You know, you've struggled with it on your own first, and then you're hearing another explanation in lecture. So maybe doing that and notes is the ideal. Um, the notion since Oh, notion and singular, right? The notion of Arthur parameters. Wait, the notion? Wait, what are you suggesting? Um, what's my take on taking? Well, I guess I just gave my take on taking notes in live lecture. I do it, but you know, maybe it's better to not. The culture around category theory is so strange. There are cult-like devotees, an old man yelling at a cloud, people, and it's just some language useful for some stuff. Like she's just a girl, guys. Uh, who's just a girl? Emma. Emma, the category theorist. I'm just a girl in the world. Who doesn't take notes on live lectures? Apparently, not everyone. You're actually signed up for Cryonics? No way. You have a legal contract and everything? Really? Ken, that's awesome. I can't wait to be unthawed with you, and we'll finally meet in person for the first time in the year 3000 when we're both unthawed together. Cheers. Cheers to that, brother. Leo's an attack on you. Could be. The Canadian dream is cryogenic freezing. Yes. Exactly. You're right. You're right. One day when I'm old and I'm feeling close to the end, I'll just take off my clothes and walk outside, and that'll be it. Yeah. How do you make money? Not hating whatsoever, just curious about the industry. Well, I'm currently a PhD student, and so the university gives me money essentially to grade papers of undergrad students. This semester I'm teaching. I'm teaching discrete math starting next week. So that's how I make money. And if I get a postdoc job, they'll give me money to do research and to grade undergrad papers. Locke, you have deemed you immune because you're too young to be held totally responsible for your words. How goes the postdoc applications? You had an interview yesterday. Hey, congratulations, Mathifesto. Congratulations. Well, I'm here trying to edit this document live. Going pretty slowly because I'm distracted by chat, but you know, that's life. Definitely a number of rejections so far, but I'm still hopeful about Spain. So yeah. But when you're watching this talk with this gray-haired logician talking about why we need category theory when everything he is doing can be done with functions on sets. Incredible. Hello, Kostaka Corey. His only example for something where categories would be useful was for computational functions, and you actually do theoretical computer science, and we just treat those as set functions. I can't tell to what extent you're trolling. I mean, it's either a base troll or spitting truth. I don't know. You have a friend that only writes down off comments that the professor doesn't actually write on the board. That's interesting. And takes pictures to tech up notes later. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The notion of the Arthur parameter psi? No, that doesn't sound right. Were introduced. The notion of Arthur parameters was introduced. Yes. Thank you, Ken. Yeah, thank you, Mathifesto, as well. Category theory is very useful, but you feel people don't appreciate it when it is versus isn't cool/useful. Yeah. Love Leo lectures. Yes, do keep it up, Leo. The stream's probably lagging for everyone. The trick is you pay for it via life insurance. So you have a 250K policy, which costs you 200 per year. Wait, really? So I could just start paying 200 a year now for this policy? Oh my god. Ken, email me. Ken, I'm serious. Email me. I need to find out. I need to learn more about this. Please email me. I'd love to talk to you more about this. Um, um, oh, it's lagging for everyone. Okay. Okie dokie. Why wouldn't you use? No, see, Locke. I think this is exactly the kind of attitude that I think this kind of attitude that Leo Lecture is complaining about is, and I have complaints about it too, is that there's this temptation to just categorify everything. And actually, I mean, okay, I shouldn't I shouldn't complain too much about this because I need to make a reminder to myself to not to always disable group chat. But I don't know. I have two minds about this. First off, sometimes it's annoying because sometimes I feel like people just like categorify everything, and it's like why? You know, it's like if your only tool is a hammer, then everything looks like a nail. Then again, on the other hand, who cares, right? You may as well like let everyone like why not just have people categorify you throw a bunch of crap on the wall and you see what sticks, right? Um, I don't know. So my own opinion is split between this. Hopefully Spain is in the bag. Uh, hopefully Spain is in the bag. I think there's two. There's possibly. I said there. I think the way they phrased it is like there's either one or two positions available, and it is kind of right up my alley in terms of research interests. Um, so I am kind of hopeful about it. Yeah. If I post this as a PDF somewhere, you can send all of your line level comments. Well, if you email me to tell me more about this life insurance cryonics thing, then I would also I could send you the PDF. Funnily enough, for this guy's talk, you think it really doesn't matter if you use categorical language, but often it's a waste of time. I don't know about often time. I mean, I don't know. Sevilla. I'm applying to Sevilla, Spain. If you want you to make a video giving when category theory is based and when it's cringe, yeah, do it. I'll consider this me adding you, Leo. I'd watch that one. Yeah. Okay. The notion of Arthur parameters was introduced as a tool for studying local components of automorphic representations. To each Arthur parameter, one may associate a Langlands parameter and thus an infinitesimal parameter. For each psi, Arthur also associates a finite collection of isomorphism classes of smoothly reducible representations. Adams, Barbash, and Vogin proposed the geometric analog of Arthur Packet. Proposed a geometric analog of Arthur Packet. Oh, and I didn't call these also associates a finite collection called Arthur packets. Adams, Barbash, and Vogin proposed a geometric analog of Arthur packets defined. Yeah, that makes more sense. Defined in terms of characteristic cycles of D modules on the Vogin. On the Vogin variety, where lambda is the infinitesimal parameter of psi. Yup. Yup. Boy. Sometimes categorical language is like adding car wheels to an electric piano. You can, but like, that's would be pretty sick. I would, if my electric piano had car wheels on it, I would ride it to school every day. So moving from the ice to the fire, yeah. Well, it's good to do hot and cold cycles. Um, because both category theory good for everything and category theory good for nothing. Oh, I lost you guys for a second. Oh, OBS Studio said reconnection successful, so we're back. Yeah, I don't know if you guys caught this, but I was saying, could you believe that I actually had a job as a technical editor for a while? It seemed to go fine. And somehow I just can't seem to turn those skills in on my own work. Oh, what did I do? Did I write? Yeah. Where else is it? Probably it's many other places, right? Proposed. A poor finite groups. Yes. Galois groups are now, I'm redefining it so that let G be, or how about let's define this now. We say that G is poor finite if what, chat? Let's invent a new mathematical theory now. Right answers only in chat, please. Yeah, something about cats purring, per finite group. Oh yeah, if it's G is the inverse limit of groupoids, where, right, the inverse limit over I, where HI is a directed limit, directed system of groupoids, because groupoids are a category. So there we go. We have per finite because it's a limit of cats. There we go. We're inventing new math right before our eyes, starting our own new field of mathematics. Per finite groups. You're watching stream on mute and you see per finite on screen. Yeah. What is the max you'd be willing to pay for Cryonics? What is the max? Why wouldn't you do this, Locke? The hairy ball? Yeah, I mean, somehow, so the cat has to cough up a fur ball. So somehow, yeah, there's got to be a way to talk about it somehow. I mean, the hairy ball theorem can be phrased as something to do with, like, the non-vanishing of vectors. And if you think about it, I mean, vector spaces are groups. And so you could form a groupoid, basically, which is like the tangent. I mean, the collection of tangent spaces at each point is a groupoid. Yeah, there's something here. Watching stream on your TV, very fancy. Yeah, I mean, look, hey, if I made 300K a year, I would pay a lot for top quality cryonics, I'll be honest. Um is this how categorical brain sounds like? Yes. Yeah. So that's good to do. I gotta go. Any you're applying to grad school. Any tips for grad schools applications? Yeah, the number one thing I would say is just reach out to people ahead of time because grad school applications are expensive, right? They're like 100 to 150 bucks per application. So there was a number of people I reached out to and I said, "Hey, this is who I am. I'm interested in working with you. Your work seems cool to me. Are you taking grad students right now?" And some universities, there's one or two people I emailed and they said, "No, I'm not taking on anyone." And boom, that saved me a bunch of money. So that would be my number one tip. Uh, Gonna take a whole stream series to finish. Yeah, well, I'll probably do some other work on them in the meantime. But I gotta go. Oh, foundations. I'm sorry, God. You're asking an interesting question. What are foundations for studying differential geometry? Well, do uh, first off calculus on RN. Uh, do calculus on RN. Um, yeah. Yeah, so we see there's some other great stuff popping up in chat. Center application for mathematical physics, a UGA emailed representation prof, and he's excited to have you on. That is awesome. I love to hear it. Okay, peace and out for real. See you tomorrow. We'll probably do more of this. QED.